Hello, I'm Hani from USA. Today, the story I'm about to share with you was sent to me by one of my subscribers from Texas, USA. Before we begin, if you enjoy horror stories, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your support motivates me to bring more real and terrifying stories. Now, let's begin. This story is about a group of cousins who lived together in Houston, Texas. They were very close and loved spending time together. They often planned trips and adventures. There were 5 of them. The eldest was Faisal, then his sister Sarah. After her was Nora. Then came Ramiz, and finally Zoya, who is narrating this story. Zoya and Ramiz were almost the same age and lived in the same house. All of them shared a strong bond, like siblings. This incident took place in December 2019. They had grown tired of their daily routines and decided to plan a trip toward a remote forest area near Spring Hill, Texas, and from there they intended to visit an old historic mansion. They arranged a large SUV, packed their belongings, took permission from their families, and left in the evening. Before starting the journey, they all prayed for safety. Then they began their trip. At first, everything was perfect. Music was playing, they were singing loudly, laughing, joking. The atmosphere inside the car was full of joy. But they had no idea they were heading towards something terrifying. As they entered a dense forest road, suddenly their car stopped in the middle of nowhere. There was complete silence. Darkness surrounded them. There was no signal and no help in sight. Faisal and Ramiz stepped out to check the car, but everything seemed perfectly fine. Then suddenly, they saw a bright light deep inside the forest. It appeared for a moment and then disappeared. Before they could understand what it was, they noticed the shadow of a man walking toward the forest. Faisal ran after him to ask for help, but as soon as he got close, he felt something was wrong. The man looked strange. His eyes carried an unnatural and disturbing expression. Faisal asked, "Sir, our car is broken down. Can you help us?" The man stared at them for a few seconds and then said coldly, "Your car is perfectly fine." Faisal replied, "No, it stopped suddenly and won't start." The man looked angry and said, "If you care about your lives, leave this place immediately." But Faisal did not listen. He argued with him. Meanwhile, inside the car, Ramiz casually tried to start the engine, and suddenly the car started. Faisal turned back in shock. When he looked again at the man, he was gone, completely vanished. At that moment, they realized something was not normal. They immediately got into the car and drove away at full speed. But throughout the journey, they kept feeling as if someone was following them, even though no one was visible.
They finally reached Spring Hill and went to a hotel, hoping to stay there. But unfortunately, no rooms were available. The manager told them, "There is an empty house a little ahead. You can stay there for the night." They had no other option, so they agreed. When they reached the location, they were shocked. There was nothing around, no houses, no people, just one isolated house in the middle of an empty area. The door was already open. Inside, the house had 2 bedrooms, a living room, a kitchen, and bathrooms. Everything looked normal, but something felt off. They were exhausted, so they decided to rest for the night. They found a few blankets in a cupboard and went to sleep. But after a short while, the girls suddenly woke up hearing voices. It sounded like Faisal and Ramiz were calling them. They rushed out in panic, but when they checked, both Faisal and Ramiz were asleep. Confused, they returned, thinking it might have been their imagination. But that was just the beginning. After some time, all of them heard loud music outside, like drums and celebration, as if a wedding was happening nearby. Faisal went outside to check. There was nothing, but at a distance they saw a man standing. Ramiz called out to him. The man slowly turned around, and their hearts froze. It was the same man from the forest. He smiled in a strange and terrifying way. "I live here," he said. "I just go into the forest sometimes to hunt." Ramiz asked, "What do you hunt?" The man replied slowly, "People like you." And then he started laughing, a horrifying, unnatural laugh, and suddenly he disappeared again. Fear took over completely. They locked the doors and decided to stay together in one place. Soon, strange things started happening. They heard water running in the bathroom, but no one was there. Then sounds came from the kitchen, like utensils being thrown, but again, no one was there. The fan suddenly turned on at full speed in the freezing December night. Then suddenly, the girls got locked inside their room. From outside, Faisal and Ramiz tried to open the door. Inside, the girls heard loud, terrifying laughter. After struggling, the door finally opened. They all gathered in the living room. Then someone started knocking on the main door, slowly at first, then louder and louder, as if someone wanted to break it down. They stayed silent, terrified. Then voices began calling their names, begging for help. Then a soft voice whispered to Zoya, "Come, I will take you home." She almost responded, but Faisal signaled her to stay quiet. Then suddenly, everything turned chaotic. Paintings fell off the walls, furniture started shaking violently, the ceiling fan crashed down, and just as suddenly, everything returned to normal. Then a voice echoed through the house, "You will never leave this place alive." At that moment, they truly believed they might not survive the night. They spent the entire night praying. Finally, at dawn, everything became quiet. They felt a strange sense of peace. They prayed again and gathered courage. When they tried to open the door, it was stuck. Then that same terrifying voice said, "You cannot leave." But they kept praying, and suddenly the door opened. They ran outside immediately and escaped. When they reached the hotel and asked for the manager, they were shocked. The man there said, "There is no other manager here. I was here all night." They froze. If he was not the one, then who sent them to that house? The real manager told them this had happened before. Someone keeps misleading travelers and sending them to that haunted house, but no one knows who that man really is. After that, they somehow completed their trip, but the fear never left them. Even today, years later, they still remember that night, and they believe they survived only because of their prayers. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell icon so you never miss another horror story. Take care of yourself. See you in the next story. Goodbye.